Yeah, that's just crazy how close they are. And both MVPs going 5 out of 5. I mean, that's a showcase of pure strength. So let's see how they're going to meet up in this match today, because this time they were able to prepare for each other, trying to learn the tendencies, trying to somehow scout the opponent and see what they like to run on offense, on defense, what they like to trap and what they like to do. So we have seen how much impact already one defense might have on a matchup overall, because the hit rates are so incredibly high. So I'm more open to see what type of bases they're going to bring, because I think it's so cool to see every single team having a different understanding of the meta, having different approaches, and think what the other team might struggle against. Like reported, they ran the ring bases and it paid off with one defense, that was all what it takes to get them the victory if you're that confident in your own offense as well. So overall, cannot wait to see the defense layouts, because I think that's going to be the biggest impact. I feel we're going to see a lot of Lalo, and that's exactly what we're starting things off. The MVP for Aphelion Esports is coming in first, and Camille is starting things off with some lightnings, some loons, and some lava hounds.
Okay, so we will see if he can hold on to that MVP status and keep the streak alive for himself and kick it off with a nice 3-star start. We've got the Ice Golem to provide the tank for the Queen coming into that Town Hall position. Nice, easy opening. Plus, we've got the Loon trying to take a little distraction off of that Archer Tower, but the Queen is pulling to the outside edge. He's going to have to try and readjust and funnel this coming in to get the Queen back on course, because she does not make her way in the way he had expected. So drops the invisibility spell to get her back and set in place, while the King takes on that 12 o'clock compartment to completely clear it out. Royal Champ will have the opportunity to try and pick up more, but without the invisibility, it means she's not going to take on the multi-targeting Inferno.
Yeah, but I think he got everything he was hoping for. The Slammer now should, the first Lightmare, the Slammer now should go into that direction of the core, but the Sweeper might be a problem. The Pups are staying alive as well on defense, so they might deal a little bit more of damage. The Slammer now not going into the core, that might be a bigger problem for him. But let's see how he's going to deal with that multi-Inferno Tower Sweeper combination, because there's still a couple of spells left which he can use. Warden ability is covering some of those headhunters, getting speeded into that compartment. But are they going to take down the Queen? That's the question. Yes, the Queen is going down. And with that, he just has to make sure that those loons are staying alive now.
Yeah, Loon's actually doing very well, and the Stone Slammer taking the brunt of the Air Sweeper, still holding strong to actually open up and provide what's needed to take on the multi. The Freeze holding it off as well here, and the Loons have what they need. We have the Baby Dragon on the back end, but we still have to worry about the splash from the Wizard Tower coming in. If he gets a good spread on the Loons, this is going to help out, especially with the Electro Owl and the Warden coming in. The spread is there. The Warden's helping out, and with 53 seconds left to go, and the storages are spread, but there's going to be enough time to get this done. Camille is going to keep that 3-star streak going strong. He went 5 for 5, now coming in with a 6, but we got to worry about that King still, who is distracting those minions. So as long as the Loons make their way to the storage, it's all good here. And there we go, Itsu. It is a done deal. And Camille stays strong as the MVP.
Nicely done. And it's always so cool to see those Lalo players in action. I think it's so admiring. Not the Lalo attack, like overall as well, obviously, but I think just every single spell. I have talked about that, some of the players as well. One thing which is so crazy is how much value they're getting out of those single spells. For example, if a regular Clasher is playing a Freeze, he's already feeling fancy when he's catching like an Inferno Tower in an Expo, for example. But the pros, they might maybe pushing it 2 more tiles to the side and catching another defense as well. And those things can really add up, especially on those Lalo attacks where they're moving so quickly with those hastes. So one impactful Freeze can already have a huge impact. So really nicely done over there. And this means we have as well a match which is starting with 3 stars. Really looking forward to see if we have again a match which is going that crazy with the hit rate overall. We know those teams are more than regular getting those high scores in the matches. So looking forward to see what Episode 0 can bring. And they're coming in with the Queen Charge Dragon Rider. I like to call it the dead strategy because so many people said Dragon Riders are dead after the last change. Well, let's see if that's going to be true. Oh my, that coconut lure right there triggered all of those red mines. Gandalf, Aphelion Esports predicted that Queen Charge and they tried to defend it with the red bomb farm. That is, oh my, that was so close of a disaster. Those healers could have been gone within a second otherwise.
Oh, but Uzi definitely keeping on point here to ensure that there are no hiccups. We do have that super barb to help with some of the cleanup, but we've got the log launcher to come in for the Queen. Now, what I often say about this style attack is we can see some issues with it. This is one style attack that can often tend to 1-star if you don't get it right, but it depends on what you bring in with the log launcher. Because we have the single right up towards the edge of the base, but we also have the multi. I'm curious to see if he's coming in with the ice golem combination. That would actually help out quite a bit, but we often do see healers coming out and cocoa loons to help pick up any traps so that the healers survive a little bit longer and give the Queen what she needs. Now we do have the log launcher to take on that single targeting inferno, so additional healers actually might be a nice shout coming into this with the cocoa loons, of course. Raging up that Queen, getting everything alive, and there you go, that extra healer and the loons coming in to finish us off, and we've got the path set and shaped up for the drag riders. But if the Queen doesn't get that town hall down, this is where we worry, because the Royal Champ does come along with this. This is an all or nothing attack, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like those loons from the lock launcher were meant to take down that multi-phone tower in the core. Let's see if some of the Dragon Riders are actually splitting off and taking that multi-phone tower down. Otherwise, those healers are going down kind of quickly. The warning ability now, but no! The warning ability is a little bit too late. The Queen, a lot of damage on her. There's the ability. Those healers are taking so much damage. The warning ability a bit earlier, and he would have protected 2 out of those Dragon Riders. And the core would have been already taken down. The town hall by now is down, but oh no, the test from the back end. I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah, the drag riders thinned out a little bit too much. King trying to provide protection, but we've got 2 invisibilities and 2 freezes to try and help out the King and Queen. The only problem is Uzi has 35 seconds left to go, 33 now, to push his way through. Drops the invisibility, giving the Queen just a little bit more life, giving the Warden more time here, but still needs a big push coming in. Minions surrounding the storages as the King tries to break his way through the wall. 18 seconds, is it enough? Freezes up the Archer Tower to give this drag rider a final fighting chance. More storages to get through. And with 7 seconds left, he gets the job done despite several hiccups along the way. So again, we are tied up 3-3 from the start. Neither of these teams slipping up quite yet.
Yeah, we saw the perfect showcase that those Dragon Riders are still left alive and they're fighting. They're there to take down bases left and right. So the huge thing about those Dragon Riders is just that they do not need any spells most of the time, and you can put every single resource into whatever is left in your army composition. If you're doing a Queen Charge, you can put every single freeze and rage into that Queen Charge in general. So that's why they're so powerful, and Uzi was showing that off really nicely right there. Now we have the other team again. We have Aphelion coming in next. The question is, do we have this crazy 3-star streak coming up again, or do we have a defense early? That's the big question to me in this matchup. I cannot wait to see what Aphelion is bringing up next.
Yeah, well, we definitely see that these teams are thinking about defenses, especially with that last attack, but they did not catch Absolute Zero off guard. They are trying to keep on their toes here, and I think that's what each of these teams are going to do. So Gandalf coming in, we've got the Lalo with the Sui push coming through. Queen working her way into this Town Hall compartment. We've got the wall break as well to start navigating, which means we could push the King in a little bit deeper, though I think the King would rather do some better work coming in from that scatter shot position. And here we go, Queen coming back around where we want to see her go to take on the Town Hall. This means we get more value coming deeper inside the base. Depending on how we get this King coming in, we could get a lot of value from the Royal Champ to try and push deeper inside for the multi, but if not, we do have the Stone Slammer to help with this.
Yeah, the Queen should now take down the Town Hall without any problems, but the King now is getting forced into that bottom corner. Oh, wait a second, the King, is it getting pushed back? No way! The King is staying on the outside, and that's now really, really bad news for Gandalf, because that King is not going to come back, especially because this Royal Champion taking down that scatter right there. And now we have those Headhunters coming in. The Raged Up Headhunter, can the Raged Up Headhunter take down the Queen? That would be huge, and yes, the quick thinking is paying off. But now the question is, can he still pull this through with those super minions not taken down yet? And the Eagle staying alive with barely any HP.
Yeah, the Royal Champ's already expended that ability. I doubt he's going to use the invisibility spell to get more out of her and decide to use it coming in for the Loons. There is a lot of base to Lalo here. Stone Slammer needs to take that inline edge, but we also have the Air Sweeper to worry about. It is making its way towards the multi, but so are several of the Loons getting pushed back. This is where we want to soak up the traps, move along, and the Warden's still hanging on to this ability as he knows that he's got to get through the Scattershot and Wizard Tower combination. Only one invisibility spell left over, but the Stone Slammer needs to make its way into the core so the Loons can support from the surrounding edges, but we still have double Wizard combination, all that splash, and that's where we want to try and hold off the invisibility spell as the Loons make their approach.
Yeah, I think he's just hoping and protecting the Dragon Rider, which is most likely coming from this Slammer right there. That's his best shot, and he can still strike the backhand Wizard Tower. He has still 2 Loons left, which he can use. 30 seconds as well. The Tornado Trap is now popping up as well, with those minions getting taken down. The Single Inferno Tower right now is getting dodged. Now the question is, can he keep that Dragon Rider alive, which was inside that Slammer? There's the invisibility spell, as we have said, taking down the Single Inferno Tower, and oh my goodness, can Gandalf turn things around? The Single Inferno Tower is going down, then the Warden as well, and now the Dragon Rider is coming in, is closing in, and you can see there is the fist in the air, and he is, I mean, it wasn't even over yet for us, but he's getting that done. What a save! The King walking the wrong way. That's already where my tablet would have been already against the wall somewhere. But I mean, he's like just sticking to it, getting this Lalo through, and especially just the patient with this last invisibility spell, knowing that he has to protect this Dragon Rider. Really nicely done, Gandalf showing off how you 3-star, and that was just crazy.
Yeah, these players definitely showing how to work under pressure and how to adapt when things don't go quite to plan, especially with that King not getting the value that was intended. The Royal Champion, of course, not being able to pick up as much because if the King had gotten the value inside that core of the base, the Royal Champ essentially would have taken down a lot of that back end that he wouldn't have had to have contended with. But nonetheless, gets that 3-star on the board, keeps the pressure going, and Chicha needs to come in and also keep applying the pressure. We've got the log launcher to open up the pathing and the Lalo to move along with this. I notice that we have the heal, and often when we see the heals with the Lalo combinations, we use them where we have multis in the core of the base, but I suspect we're going to be trying to open up that core, take it down, so the heal might be helping coming out of that Town Hall position where we should be Laloing from.
And he is investing a lot into this hero dive. There is the log launcher coming in as well to take down this core multi-inferno tower. There's the wall break as well to get that Queen into the scatter. I mean, he's going for just so much value. If he's getting all of that, that would be crazy. Now the invisibility spell, which means the log launcher is opening, and that means the question is more likely, is he going to get that scatter? I think that's what he would like to get, but I mean, at the moment, it feels like really ambitious to get that far. He has not many more spells. There's now the freeze coming in, the unicorn staying alive, which is huge, keeping that Queen alive on the other side. But now the skeletons are coming in. Is he going to freeze again, or is he just going to... Oh my goodness, it's going down, and now the Laro starting.
Wow, that was incredible value despite the giant bomb and the skellies there. Queen gets it right to the very end. has opened up beautiful pathing coming in. Now, we've got the Lalo push nice and narrowed out. A little bit of resistance from the air sweeper, but can keep this going through with the haste, moving it along. And we've got so many spells left over, plus 9 additional loons to come in for the back end. A little bit of a split with the Hound coming in from that 3 o'clock side, all meeting together. We've got the Skellies coming in to help with the Town Hall, and that heal that's going to help come out, spare these loons, and help work their way through. Rage also coming into play here and getting the remainder of the defenses. Still plenty of power left over. Still have to work its way back up to the Battle Builder hut. But cleanup is down, and he's got plenty of time on the clock to finish this one off.
Yeah, he's trying to lure away the Lava Hound, because if this Lava Hound would pop, actually, this would mean that there is so many defending Lava Pops that those minions would have a really, really rough time, especially considering time is close. So luring that Lava Hound to the top somewhere where no other buildings are left, that is really, really key, and making sure that he is getting that 3-star in, especially this attack. To me, it felt like really, really, I don't know, ballsy, because I don't know. I don't know if I would have actually believed into this attack that he's taking up the Town Hall. He started from both sides with the Lalo and was like, yeah, the Town Hall, it's on the back end, but hey, it will fall somehow. Wow. I mean, he was sure that it's going to fall, so really nicely done and getting the next 3-star on the board, and this means another 3-star. Let it be. We're again 2 attacks in each on both sides, and it's no fails again.
Nope, they are keeping the pressure going. These teams are not backing down because there is a $50,000 prize pool on the line, and at the end of the day, the winner will not only walk away with $30,000 of it, but they'll walk away with the very first golden ticket for the World Championship. So this is exactly the kind of gameplay we expect to see from the top players who have made their way here, fought against hundreds of teams through the qualifiers, worked their way through the 16 teams to come down to the final 8 now in this playoffs. So it's all or nothing, and this we expect nothing less of. The most superb attacks, and while we expect to see some defenses, it's really the momentum that they have building in, where it seems like they're making absolutely 0 mistakes, and if there are any slight errors, they are right there on top, adjusting for them. Now, we do have Gabrielle coming in for Aphelion Esports with the Super Drags. We've got the Town Hall on the backside of the base, and I noticed the Clone and Invisibility spells. So I'm assuming, I mean, often we do see the clone minion approach, but we're seeing more and more of the blizzard approach coming in for that back end Town Hall here. And the blimp making its way through, but cutting way too early. It is the minions that he has coming in, but that has exceeded way too early to open up. It should have taken down the Town Hall and the single targeting Inferno, and now Gabrielle is going to have to find a way to adjust for this and potentially use those heroes to come in. He has delayed them, so this could help out. But that single is going to reap a lot of damage.
Yeah, and he has the wall break for his heroes, which is good, because then he can just start them at this 9 o'clock. But this sweeper in the beginning gave him a lot of problems actually to enter into this core. And the blimp, as you said it, really had a lot of problems of actually getting even to the core against that sweeper. And then we had 2 defending air heroes, the Royal Champ and the Queen over there, to protect that pathing. And I mean, so far it's looking really, really good. Oh, there's the invisibility spell just in time, because he needs that Queen ability for the Town Hall. I mean, otherwise things are looking a little bit rough. The King around the top side, or can he somehow save this? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It is Super Dragons, so everything is possible, because there is still a couple of Super Dragons left somehow, and he has the Royal Champ now deployed.
Yeah, so invisibility spell for the Super Dragons because of the single targeting Inferno. It does help out with the Royal Champ coming in. And the best thing about this, I said, oh no, once I saw that Hound come out, but it went directly for the King, who's pulled it out of the way of the Queen, of the Royal Champion. But is there enough power to finish off? Royal Champ now met with a Hound. Multi still stands, and there is far too much left with the scatter shot on the 3 o'clock side. That entire compartment will not go down. And unfortunately, because of that misclick, that early open of the blimp falling too short, Gabriel is not going to be able to pick up the 3-star, but how high can he pick up this percentage? The 90% range is typically where you want to be. The pup's trying to knock out the minions, and he is left with an 87%, just shy of where he wanted to go. So this leaves a huge opening now for Absolute Zero to come in and claim a very big lead.
Yeah, this would be obviously a lot of pressure then as well. I mean, so far we have not talked too much about the pressure game because, I mean, at the first match, we did always have the same amount of stars pretty much on both sides. So seeing now then, yeah, the first time in this playoff stage that the team is getting this early lead or like pushing this early lead, then that's obviously the question because so far Absolute Zero, they still have to attack to get the lead. If they fall short, if they get 2 stars and below that percentage mark, they might be still behind. So things are still open and they have to deliver first, but the window or like the door is wide open for them to get this lead on their side. And as well, I mean, it is the first golden ticket qualifier of this year, which means there is a lot of pressure on the line. So there's something to keep in mind as well.
Definitely something to keep in mind. And we get to see more of the super drag attacks that you said. You know, a lot of people were worried that it was dead, but it's not. We still see a lot of great power coming in with these. Queen charged to kick it off. She's got some nice easy access leading her way around through towards his town hall position, but actually coming in from the scatter shot side. But we do have the 2 additional super wall breakers to give her her course, moving into that town hall and shaping up more of a path for those drag riders to work their way through. And I noticed a stone slammer, which can actually help cut the funnel a little bit more and keep the pathing tight and tightly knit together to get the most value out of these super drags.
Yeah, but the wall break looks awesome. If their queen is going there, right now she's going really far to this right side. Let's hope that she's not doing the wall breaker move and choosing a juicy looking wall to take through that. But no, so far it looks like that. Wait a second, she's going for the tester next. And then she should follow actually into that single Inferno tower around the town hall. But that multi-Inferno, depending on how the sweeper looks, or like how the sweeper is like pushing those healers back, this might be bad news for him. Another rage, and there's now the Slammer coming in, but I don't think the Slammer is going for the multi-Inferno tower, or is he?
Going right for that wizard tower. So let's see. Oh, it's not going to push back in. So that is going to stand. And he's going to need to compensate for it. But a delayed Royal Champion actually helps out with this. Also coming in with the Headhunters to help take down the defending King. That's going to protect the Royal Champion here in this slightly, slowing his effects down and giving the Royal Champ the ability to hold on to a little bit later. Queen taking forever and a day to make it to the town hall, but she's got her ability intact and will be able to stand the test of time. We also have a freeze and an invisibility to hold on while the drag riders come through to the back end of the base. A very nicely placed freeze to hold off that scatter shot and its effects. And here comes that invisibility spell to give the final push.
What a beautiful invisibility spell. Not only protecting that Royal Champion, but as well the Inferno Dragon and the Dragon Rider. Meanwhile, the Queen is going through that town hall. There is the red bombs. But I mean, those red bombs were too late for this swords, too late for this base to save anything. And with that, we have a really nice overkill 3-star right there. And that was the important 3-star for them, because now they're putting up this pressure against this Aphelion Esports squad to make sure that they are leading now with 1 star and pretty solid percentage as well.
Absolutely. So having the 1-star advantage and the percent by quite a bit does put them in a very nice position, but they need to see what kind of defenses they can continue to hold against Aphelion, because just Because there's an 87% 2-star does not mean that Aphelion doesn't have any tricks up their sleeves. We saw the sneaky traps they had along the way, but this also was the early warning that Absolute Zero needs to stay on their toes. And we have yet to see Komakun, who is the MVP, to still attack, who went 5 for 5 during the Swiss bracket. So he has a very nice long standing through his play series so far. And that almost indicates that he is very unlikely to fail his attack. So that could be just one more triple to come in on the board for them.
Was that the jinx? Was that the powerful jinx right there? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, obviously. But we have now the next attackers coming in for Aphelion. And they, as I said, they need now to deliver the next 3-star. If they now, I don't know, show any more weakness, I think this could be a done match for Absolute Zero. And it is actually going to be a Queen Charge hybrid attack for this attack onto this base from Takana. And we have 17 minus 9 Hawk Riders overall. And since we have, how many? We have 1 bomb tower around the town hall, and then the bomb tower on the far left side as well. So 1 bomb tower taken down early on in a hybrid, never a bad thing. So the question now is the Queen stepping as he is intending, or as intended, or is he going to have some problems, especially against this Warden, since it's doing so much damage on defense?
Yeah, that's the biggest struggle here. Warden packs a nasty punch defensively, but the Queen handling it nicely with the freezes and keeping those healers raged up and alive. But it does expend a lot of those spells quite early on, and the Queen is still struggling to get in here, which is wasting time along the way. But we get to see more ground action. The hybrid, always a lovely thing to see in this approach. The one thing that he does need to do is not force that ability too early, because the Queen does need to stand the test of time and help up with the cleanup.
Yeah, the Queen so far, though, is dodging that single phone tower, now coming back, but being in that tower points is not the nicest thing to be in for that Queen. The Queen ability is getting forced, and with that, the trap is getting triggered, so this means 1 less trap to worry about for this hybrid. But the Warden, with that hybrid now, is swarming that base. Warden ability when is the question, since the first eagle shots are coming in. And so far, he's still waiting for the Warden ability, trying to cover as many troops as possible. Maybe now, but he's still delaying it.
There we go. Coming in with the multi, that is one of the best areas to come through, especially if you have defending heroes surrounding it, and that defending Barbarian King was a perfect opportunity, helping to keep these miners alive, and the heal coming in for the back-end splash damage, where we do have the Wizard Tower and the Eagle that could fire away at them. Is also a good position to come in from. The Queen, though, struggling to stay alive here. Would be nice to see her taking on the multi, but she's got to beat her way through the walls and is going to be unable to actually survive with no rages left. So again, we have a lot of splash to worry about on the back end, and the Royal Champ is going to have to suffice and take this down. Launching a very early Seeking Shield might do this in.
Yeah, and with that scatter on the back end and the skeleton traps, things are not looking too good for Eyewitness. And with that, Royal Champion, King and Warden falling short, this is going to be yet another defense for Absolute Zero. They're crushing it on defense at the moment. Those bases look really, really annoying to attack and plan on, as you can see right there from the Aphelion Esports squad. They do not really find those amazing plans which we have seen from the other teams so far. And with that, falling short, unfortunately, and making another defense for Absolute Zero. So they can now really finish this match, kinda. I mean, with another 3-star, they would make this match really one-sided then, and would give them the next round as well, because as we have mentioned already, this playoff stage is single elimination in the first couple of rounds without the finals, but the first rounds are going to be single elimination. You lose, you're out. You win, you're into the next round, as simple as that. So right now, it looks good for Absolute Zero.
It definitely does. You know, I think what Aphelion is going to be hoping at this point is to see either 2 defenses coming in, or maybe a 1-star. But that is a tall order in the situation that we're in, because these teams are on their toes. They are giving it everything they have because there is so much on the line. Not only the $50,000 prize pool, but the golden ticket for the first place winner. That is huge, and they need to stay on point. It's been a small slip up here and there from Aphelion, but we'll see if their defenses can try and carry them through the end. We have Morio with the 4th attack, and that means we do have Komaku in the MVP as the final hitter to come in as well. So we'll see what is in store. But Morio starting us off with the Queen Charge. Lalo here coming in for that Eagle compartment. We've got nice in and out access, but only one super wall break to come through. And because we are coming in from the opposite side of the town hall, that means we are lining up a Lalo to push straight through that.
Yeah, that's right, and he's trying to take down that Eagle nice and early. There's always something which is really nice to take out early on, because especially with Queen Chargers, we know the Eagle can be sometimes acting a little bit strange with targeting your healers, which is then the complete nightmare for any Queen Charger attacker, because losing your healers early on is never a good thing. And oh my goodness, so far he has triggered so many black mines already with those test loons right there. So really nicely done, keeping those healers alive and making sure that they are being able to... Oh, rocket loons, is he... Okay, not like... Should have swapped those, like the freeze and the poison, but still, not losing the queen is something positive against the super minion rocket loon client castle. So, still looking good.
Yeah, still able to hold on this queen, take down those super minions. We've got the headhunter coming through, but making a long line drive for that royal champion, but dying out before getting any true value from that. But the defending PK is down. Queen is not going to be able to continue her path with losing those healers. Scattershot knocks it all down, and this is going to be a tough push now for the Lalo, knowing that he's not gotten the value intended out of this. Royal Champ at least picking up one of the multis, but we've got a Scattershot combination and that back end multi and scatter to contend with here.
Yeah, the healers leaving the party and saying like, hey, we're out of here. We are going for that king. That looks just better. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate right there. There's the rage for that town hall. Another freeze coming in, but those loons are really skipping that town hall quite a bit. Warden Ability now is coming in. Headhunters are in there as well. Defending Royal Champion taken down. Oh my lord, so many red bombs are getting taken out by this one Lava Hound. But the town hall poison is ticking. The town hall poison is ticking, and the delayed Flame Flinger. And that's just way too delayed. I mean, the Flame Flinger got pretty much no value on this backhand with only 20 seconds left in this attack. I think he maybe just only forgot about the Flame Flinger and his siege.
No, the Flame Flinger, I think he came in to help with the Scattershot to try and finish this off. Because originally he had the Stone Slammer in the mix. So this was a last-minute decision that brings him to a 97%. So it is the defense for Aphelion, but that last-minute decision, yes, it was a little delayed, but that was the thinking in order to try and turn it around. If he got it in, if he thought about that just a tad bit earlier, Itsu, he could have saved this. That was some smart thinking there, and at least carries absolute 0 on the percentage line still.
Yeah, you can see the percentage in the stats below us. They're really one-sided right now for Absolute 0, and this is obviously giving you pretty much an additional star at this point, as long as Absolute 0 is not messing up the last attack quite a bit percentage-wise. So it's not going to be easy, but the possibility is there for a comeback for Aphelion. And they now need that 3-star. They're coming in as well on their own with the Queen Charge Lado, but with a small twist to it, because Mark is using Queen Charge Lado with some lightnings to take down the Single Inferno Tower, to take down the Bitter Huts over there and create this path and create this funnel for his Queen to walk into the right direction.
Yeah, this alleviates a lot of pressure off of her and gives easier access to not have to burn through any freezes. To hold off and, of course, get more value out of the rages to push into this. So looking at the pathing that we have, we're going to charge this queen through. We do not have a jump to really open it up, but we do have some open pathing to weave our way in and out. And of course, the queen does love to beat through some walls, and that often does help with this. King would work in a perfect position from the 9 o'clock side with that scatter shot and using the Royal Champ to try and support, but we do have a lot of great value by picking up the defending AQ here, that scatter shot, and maybe even pushing as far as getting the multi down in this and helping to force the Lalo, I would say potentially coming in from the 12 to 11 o'clock side of the base here. But being very patient so far, drops that poison for those super minions to slow down the effects. And we've got the king actually coming in from the multi-section, from the opposite side of the base here. So working from the other end, knowing that the queen will take down the defending AQ. And this still does give a lot of power to come in, not only to take on the multi, but to take on the scatter shot and potentially defending RC.
Yeah, Queen staying alive is really important right there, but he's now out of those rages which he had invested in. A Warden is always a really heavy investment. It can be a lot of fun because you sometimes can take down the entire base and already swag your Lalo, but sometimes it is a huge risk to take this Lalo onto the party, and I don't know how, but this king ended up in the court.
Wow.
Can he take down the multi-front towers? The question, the answer is no. But that Warden, I mean, the red mines are getting triggered. That's great already for the Lalo, but that multi-front tower, just in general, staying alive, might be not the best news right there for Mark. He's really trying to push it, but this backhand scatter might give him a couple of more problems.
Yeah, especially with no freezes to hold this off, either for the scatter or for that multi-targeting Inferno. But he's got a slew of balloons coming in for the multi. The biggest problem is they are clumped up coming into that scatter shot. And this is where they take on the most amount of damage. And you can see them going down bit by bit. So another defense coming in here leaves Absolute Zero in the top position. They've had the star advantage and they've had the percent advantage, and this is basically forcing Aphelion Esports out of the mix despite a beautiful start to their war. Absolute Zero bringing just the right bases, and I would say a small few errors coming in from Aphelion today is what did cost them at the end. But kudos to Absolute Zero. We still have that final attack to come in from Komakun, the MVP. Who has gone 5 for 5, and we'll see if he can keep that streak alive for himself.
That's right, keeping the momentum up. I mean, obviously this match already looks kind of decided. 2 stars win this match already, but if you can finish off this war with the 3-star, this would be a huge momentum boost as well moving forward, because, I mean, for those teams, they have to play today 2 matches, right? So having this momentum high for the second match of the day would be something big, and finishing on a high on this match would be maybe even getting you an advantage in the second match, because you already are pumped up and ready to get those attacks and getting the planning right. So let's see how he's going to get things sorted out and how he's going to approach. I think we're going to see some Lalo again, but let's see what the final decision is going to be, what strategy they want to use. And it is going to be no Lalo, it's Dragon Riders again.
Ooh. So sticking with the Dragon Rider theme, this is something that the opponents, Strut, will have to think about, that they're going to have to worry to contend with. And it's a hard thing because you already have your bases built. You don't know necessarily what teams might decide to switch up with. But this will mean that we're going to see Absolute Zero facing off against Strut later today. We've got the Queen Charge coming in for the scatter shot position. And we've got the log launcher to clear that open line to the town hall. Again, I always call it one of the riskiest approaches where you can potentially 1-star because it's all in with the Royal Champ going with those drag riders, and you have to start it before the Queen often even gets to the town hall position. But we'll likely see additional loons coming out with the healers to help out with the mix, though Ice Golems could do some good work considering the surrounding defenses here, but the Queen needs to survive. The rocket loons coming down, freezes up at least one of them, but ranges up the healers, and the Queen is able to recover and save that ability. Ooh.
That is not close at all. Oh my, Okay, Queen is somehow surviving, but yeah, he does not even want to charge that single Inferno Tower. He just uses the lock launcher to take that single Inferno Tower out, but he needs to be careful because there's so much damage on that Queen. And as well, there's the multi-Inferno Tower on the lock launcher, which means the single Inferno Tower is not going down. So it was a great idea, but not getting that single Inferno Tower means the Queen is a little bit of problems. There's the vulnerability covering all of those Dragon Riders, and they have to move forward into the back end with back end Tesla, back end air defense, and not only that, but the scatter shot as well, which is really a big problem for any of those troops. And the Dragon Riders, they completely drifted away to that single Inferno Tower. There's the invisibility spell. Can their Queen now finish off the job with the scatter shot going down?
Beautiful invisibility spell. Queen definitely helping out with the splash damages. King has done excellent work along the outside edge, helping to take on the Tesla farm. Has one healer on him, helping to keep alive. We've got the Yak just about ready to go down, but with 49 seconds left to go and a Rage, this is solidified, and Komakun keeps his streak alive, coming in perfect. His MVP status staying strong with perfection and even swagging that Rage in the core of the base. So Absolute Zero coming in as your winners to advance on against Strut in one of the next matches. It will be the 4th match that we have of the day, as we will be getting to see RPG facing off against MS Esports before this. But let's take a quick look at our war stats as we have Absolute Zero coming in with the 14 stars. 99.4% here, Itsu. This has been a close call with that 97% 2-star that came in. That was a beautiful recovery, but definitely bringing in the defenses by holding back Aphelion by 12 stars.
Yeah, the craziest thing to me is that with this performance, they would have lost to both teams from the first match. Like, that's just how insane the first match was, with 15 and 14 stars with 1 fail as well, but only a 98%. So, crazy result.